Alrighty, so let's dive into today's topic, which is money follows clarity. What I'm going to be teaching you about are the 3 things that you need to be clear on to make sure that you do the job of selling your stuff a whole lot easier. Let's jump in. Hello and welcome to another video. It's Michelle from michellehext.com. If you haven't already, I would love for you to hit the subscription and notifications bell because life gets busy. And if you don't do that, you might forget I exist. And I promise you, I'm going to bring you so much amazing content over the coming weeks and months. You're not going to want to miss a thing. All right, first I'm going to tell you about what happens when we get clear on these 3 things. When we get clear on the 3 things that I'm going to dive into, what happens is your messaging becomes so much clearer. It is so much easier and simpler for you to show up online and share your message because it's really clear that you know what to talk about. The next thing that happens is your sales copy is super clear. Your email writing is super clear. And when we're clear on those things, on the 3 things that I'm going to talk about, you can't help but be successful. Trust me. So the first thing that you need to be clear on is what the hell you do on the internet. You may be, for example, a weight loss coach, and you might think, you know, your work is helping people lose weight. What I know though is the really good coaches that work in this space know that when they help somebody lose weight, it goes way beyond just shrinking a person's size. It's all about the confidence they gain. It's saying yes to things that they would normally say no to. It's putting themselves in the game of life again instead of hiding out, right? So we might know what we do, but think about the bigger problem that you're solving. Really drill into that and get clear. You know, another example is when I work with clients, you know, I help them to be successful online. I help them package and price and be visible and do all the things that help them to be successful, but it goes so beyond the money in the bank. When a coach has been working at a level for a little while and they're looking for that breakthrough, when they have a massive breakthrough and things really start to pump, it has a deep and profound effect on who they are, the energy that they exhibit online and how they show up. And typically what happens is the more success they create, the more success they create. The more money they make, the more money they make. It just gets the ball rolling. I know that. I'm really clear about that. Are you clear on what it is that you do? What you do at a deeper level? If you're not, it's time to really figure that out. So let me know in the comments, are you really clear about what you do? Do you feel confident that you know that and you can articulate it clearly? I'd love to hear that in the comments. All right, the second thing is who? Who do you work with? Who is the best fit for the offers that you have? Now, you may already be in a niche, but within your niche, there's going to be a sub niche. There's going to be a smaller group of people that are the perfect fit for, you know, the particular offer that you have right now. The clearer you are about the people that you want in your offers, the easier it is to speak to them and speak to the problems that they're having right now, and easier for you to meet them where they're at. So think about the problem that you're solving, think about the deeper impact of your work, and then I want you to go back and think, who is the perfect fit for this right now? And I want you to go back and think about not necessarily your clients. If you have clients that are amazing, then definitely call in more of those. But if you don't have any of those clients just yet, start to think about, is there somebody you know? Is there somebody that is somebody else's client and you would really love to work with that person? Start to think about the characteristics and traits of those particular types of clients and then be clear about who they are and start calling them in. So you might, consider things like the clients that I work with, the ones that I love, they're cashed up, right? They come to me, they're already cashed up. The next thing is they are sassy and they have a really good sense of humor. They're confident, they might not know how to or have pulled it all together just yet, but they really are confident in their abilities. They feel good about who they are. They're on time. They do the work that they say they're going to do in the time that they say they're going to do it. They are humans of their word, and we get what we attract. So I want you to think about not just who you want to call in, but who do you need to be to call those people in? Do you need to be more confident? Do you need to be more visible? Do you need to be more chill? Do you need to dial things up a little bit? Think about who you need to be to attract the dream clients that you want to work with. Usually there is some sort of up-leveling that goes on. So I covered a fair bit in that step two, clarity piece number 2. But I want to hear in the comments if you had any ahas about that, because I feel like sometimes we get caught up in the whole, ideal client avatar thing, but we forget about humans. We forget about the characteristics and traits of people that we already have in our world. And for me, that's the easiest way to figure out who I want to be working with and who I don't. The opposite can be true, right? We can have had nightmare clients, and one of the ways that we can figure out who we want is to be really clear about who the hell we don't want to work with anymore. So take yourself through that exercise. And then finally, the clarity piece that's missing for a lot of coaches is the how. How do you get your clients from A to Z? Now, I'm not talking about spelling out your framework or process online for people to go and steal. We know that happens. It's happened to me a lot. But it's more about the framework. You want to give confidence to your clients that you know the problem, you know the work you do, you know the problem that you're solving, you know who you're working with, you know where they're at, right? You know what they're struggling with in this moment because you know who they are, you're intimate, and they're the people you're calling in. And then finally, we want to show them how we get to do that, right? How we move them from A to Z, how we move them from where they are right now to achieving the outcome that they've come to us to achieve. And when we can step out our framework, our methodology, our process, I guess, any of those words, whichever resonate with you, then it's clear for everybody that you know how to achieve this thing for them, right? And the way that we do that is really, really simple. We know where they're at, so we have a little think about it and we think, okay, so this is where they're at right now. And I know this is what they want to achieve. Like, this is the problem I'm solving. This is what I'm going to help them achieve. Now, there's a gap between where they are and where you want to take them. Just figure out, what's the first thing that I would do with them? What's the next thing? What's the next thing after that? And if you're already doing that, you already have a process, even if you haven't unpacked it yet. Figure out what are the steps, what is the journey, what is the success pathway that you take your clients on to help them to achieve that result. Unpack it, get clear on that. It helps in your marketing because, you can use that. You can let people know on your sales pages, this is my process, or this is the framework that we're going to be using. But more than that, it gives you the confidence that you have a system by which you can take people from where they are to where they want to be successfully, time after time. So, do you have your how? Tell me in the comments. Is it really clear, or do you need to do some work on that? I would love to hear in the comments anything that you've got for me about this topic. If you've got questions, I would love to know them. And any topics that you want me to come at you with, be sure to drop those in the comments too. I will take it all on board. And if I think it's a really good fit for this channel, I'll go ahead and record it. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit those notifications, and I will see you in the next video.